Hi, how are you? Welcome to this video. In the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you in detail how our compensation plan at Nuvix works. As you can see on the screen, we have three packages available for you to start your business with us. The first package, called Beginner, costs $99.99. The second package is called Advanced and costs $499.99. And the third package is the Pro package with a cost of $999.99. As you can see on the screen, each package has different benefits. Now, how does the compensation plan work? At Nuvix, we have three different ways to earn money. The first bonus is the Fast Start bonus. Every time you enroll someone, you earn a direct commission. If you enroll a $99.99 package, you will receive $20. If you enroll a $499.999 package, you will receive $100. And if you enroll a $999.999 package, you will receive $200. That amounts to approximately 20% of the package. The next bonus is the binary bonus, and I'm going to explain it to you in a more visual way. Each of the packages has different volume points, which we refer to as CV points. These are the initials in English for commissionable volume. As you can see, the beginner package has 80 CV, the advanced package gives you 400 CV, and the Pro package gives you 800 CV. Top-ups, regardless of the amount, will give you 1 CV for every dollar. In this example, we add a $100 top-up, which equals 100 CV points. Now, in the binary compensation plan, the word binary comes from the number 2. This means that we will be able to build two teams, one on the right and one on the left. And depending on where people join, whether it's your left team or your right team, the CV points will accumulate in that team. Now, there's an important note. The packages that enter your organization from your upline, which is commonly referred to as spillover, will grant you 80% of the CV points. For example, a package of $999.99 grants 800 CV. However, if it comes from your upline or from spillover, then it will grant you 640 CV, which is equivalent to 80% of the CV it would normally give. The same thing happens with all the reloads. This only happens when the people who enter your organization fall from your upline or come from spillover. All the packages or all the reloads that your team makes will give you 100% of the commissionable points that the packages or reloads grant. Now, how does our binary compensation plan work? It's very simple. The first bonus is $100, and the only thing you need to qualify for this bonus is 3 front lines at beginner or higher. That is the reason why we set 240 points. Actually, in this specific case, they don't need to be on your lesser volume team. The only requirement is that 2 of them are on one side of the binary and 1 on the other side, whether that's 2 on the right and 1 on the left, or vice versa. For the next bonus, you need to have 700 volume points in your lesser volume team in your smaller team. In other words, by having 700 points on one side and 700 points on the other side, you will qualify for this $300 bonus. This bonus is considered a jumpstart bonus, and you can only qualify for it once. Once you qualify for it, in the next qualification cycle, you won't be able to qualify for it again. You'll have to move on to the next bonus and qualify for the $600 bonus. This only happens with this $300 bonus. The next bonus is $600, and what you need to do is have 1,200 qualifying CV points in your lesser volume team. The following bonus is $1,000, and you'll need to have 2,200 CV in your lesser volume team, and so on. As you can see, the potential is really very high. Now, how do the payments work? It's very simple. Here's an example. Let's say that in your first week, you qualify for this $1,000 bonus. What the system will do is divide these $1,000 over 4 weeks, since the qualification cycle is 4 weeks, and in this first week, it will pay you $250. 1,000 divided by 4 weeks is $250. But what happens if in the second week, you now qualify for this $2,000 bonus? Well, the system will do the same thing. $2,000 divided by 4 weeks is $500. It will pay you $500. In this example, in week 3, you didn't manage to qualify for the next bonus, you stayed at the same qualification level. Maybe your volume points increased, but you didn't manage to reach 10,000 points. So you stayed at the $2,000 bonus. It pays exactly the same. 2,000 divided by 4 weeks equals $500. But now it turns out that the 4th week is the end of the qualification cycle. You qualify for this $5,000 bonus. So now what the system does is take these $5,000 and it will deduct what it paid you in the first week, the second week, and the third week. So, in this hypothetical example, you've already been paid $1,250, and the remaining amount, which is $3,750, will be paid to you in that fourth week. I'm going to give you an example using the calendar. At the time of this recording, the qualification cycle began on August 16th, and once again, each cycle has 4 weeks. So starting from August 16, everything that happens from the 16th to the 22nd counts as the first qualification week. From the 23rd to the 29th would be the second qualification week. From the 30th to the 5th would be the third week, and from the 6th to the 12th would be the fourth qualification week, and here we would close the cycle. Based on this explanation, I suggest you make your weekly plans. For your first qualification week, decide which rank you will reach and which bonus you will qualify for. Because once you qualify for a rank, which is the same as qualifying for a bonus, that week you will see your first check reflected in your virtual office, which will remain in pending status for only 7 days. Once the 7 days have passed, it will then be available for withdrawal. If the following week you qualify for the next bonus, you will see a higher check reflected, and so on. One of the mistakes I see many leaders make is that they are used to qualifying for their ranks and bonuses on a monthly basis, which is understandable. However, in our compensation plan, the most effective approach is to make weekly plans and do everything possible to qualify for a different rank each week, since that increases your weekly check, and at the end of the cycle, you will receive the remainder of the highest bonus you qualified for. And finally, the third way to earn money is through residual income. Residual income is based on your team's recharges. The people who are building the business and recommending our service are known as brand partners. All our brand partners must make a minimum recharge of $30 per month until they reach the N1000 rank or the bonus that pays $1,000 per month. Once you reach the $1,000 rank, known as N1000, your monthly recharge must then be at least $100. However, even people who are not building the business, who are just customers, most of them are taking advantage of our service, and once they use up all their tokens, they will make a recharge simply because the service works. This means that every person you bring into the team, whether as a customer or as a brand partner, and every time they make a recharge, you will receive commissionable points that will accumulate in your team on either the right or left side, and you will get paid exactly as you see on the screen. As you can see, our compensation plan is truly powerful. The only 2 requirements you'll need to maximize the compensation plan are to have 3 active front lines, 2 on one side of the binary and 1 on the other, with at least a beginner package or higher, and to make your corresponding monthly recharge based on your current rank. I hope this video has been helpful. Share it with your entire team, and remember, our intelligence is your advantage.